Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, 2 arrested after police seized guns, crack cocaine on Malines Road. 2 suspected members of a criminal organization were taken into custody on Tuesday afternoon after the police seized 3 illegal guns, including an M16 rifle and a larger quantity of crack cocaine in the Malines Road area of St. Andrew. Members of the St. Andrew Central Police conducted a major operation targeting several premises in the Malines Road area in search of wanted men and illegal guns. During the operation, the 2 handguns and the rifle as well as the cocaine were seized. Major cleanup in Montego Bay amid illegal dumping and a rat infestation. A major cleanup operation is underway in a section of Montego Bay following widespread improper garbage disposal and a growing rat infestation. The cleanup and the dump site eradication is taking place along Northwood Street, where several homes and businesses are located. A skip was placed for waste disposal. However, Mayor of Montego Bay and the Chairman of the St. James Municipal Corporation, Richard Vernon, says garbage is being dumped outside of the larger bin provided. Mayor Vernon says even as the dump site was formalized in 2020 to accommodate normal waste, the contents, including bulky waste, have become a nuisance.
The steps that we'll be taking is 1. Eradicate this dump site. 2. Conduct the extension of the sensitization exercise that we have been doing right across the city of Montego Bay. 3. Check with all the business operators within the space to ensure that they have a contract with a private company or with WPM pertaining to the carting away of their waste. And 4. We will be installing surveillance cameras within the space so that persons who try to breach the stipulations that we are now put in place, we will be distributing some drums within the communities that are closest to this area as an alternative means. They will also get updates on the schedule as to when the trucks will be coming. We have a public-private partnership with a pest control company, and we will be focusing on rodent eradication within the Charles Garden Market and the Market District. We intend to bring the program into the extended business district of Montego Bay. But for it to work properly, we have to eradicate some of these sites.
Mayor questions the NWC decision to halt the sharing of water quality data with the KSAMC. Mayor of Kingston, Andrew Swaby, says the National Water Commission will no longer share water quality data with the Kingston and the St. Andrew Municipal Corporation following the controversy over its internal report in March. The disclosure was made at the Tuesday's monthly meeting of the KSAMC. Mayor Swaby told the councillors that representatives from the state-run utility company have not attended public health and the sanitation committee meetings since it passed a resolution raising concerns about water quality in the corporate area.
Since the council passed a resolution on the matter of water quality, the NWC has not attended the Public Health and Sanitation Committee meetings and has since formally indicated that they will no longer be providing water quality results to the corporation.
What?
No, sir. No, I'm not making any accusation. But I do believe it's worth asking whether this sudden public focus on the KSAMC alleged debt is purely coincidental. Let me first be clear. This is not a debt that started under this administration. We inherited an outstanding balance when we took office last year. Since the claim came to my attention, I have directed the CEO to establish a team to properly investigate the claim. This team will engage the National Water Commission directly to verify the accuracy of the figures and where debt is confirmed, agreed on a structured plan to resolve it. Preliminary investigation into this matter revealed that 138 million of the 151 million is attributed to a property on Pichon Street operated by the KSAMC. The KSAMC has a private arrangement and has been trucking water to this facility for over 5 years. It is quite interesting that this matter only came to light after raised concerns in this council about the accuracy and transparency of water quality data provided by NWC just a week ago. Prior to that, during my first 100-day listening tour, we engaged openly with stakeholders, including the National Water Commission, in frank discussions. At no time was any mention made of outstanding debt. Not a word.
PNP calls for greater protection of women as in-drive driver held in UTech student disappearance. People's National Party spokesperson on gender affairs Denise Daly is calling for urgent action to protect Jamaica's women and girls as police continue their investigations into the disappearance of Anissa Dilworth, a pharmaceutical technology student at the Pepin St. Andrew-based University of Technology. Dilworth has been missing since Tuesday, May 6. The police on Saturday reportedly apprehended an in-drive driver in connection with the case and are in pursuit of another individual. Daly has since expressed outrage and deep concern. As a nation, we cannot become numb to the continued reports of women and girls going missing. Every life matters, and this young woman's disappearance is another painful reminder that our society still fails to provide the safety and protection our women deserve, Daly said. She commended the Jamaica Constabulary Force for their swift response in apprehending the driver and is urging law enforcement to continue working with urgency and transparency. I thank the police for moving quickly to act on this case. Their response gives hope to the family and the wider public that justice and answers are being pursued. But this must go beyond one incident. Systemic protection must be our priority, Daly said. The spokesperson is calling on members of the public to remain vigilant and especially careful when using transportation services. She urged anyone with information, no matter how small, to come forward. If you know something, say something. Your information could lead to her safe return. We are praying for her and for strength for her loved ones during this terrible time. Daly also referenced a separate but equally disturbing report involving a ride-sharing driver found bound and injured on Malines Road, noting that the incident highlights broader security concerns within the transportation sector. These incidents, both the disappearance of a young woman and the attack on a transportation provider, point to a troubling breakdown in public safety. They reflect the growing dangers faced by both the passengers and the drivers and the urgent need for a coordinated national response to protect lives, she said. The PNP reiterated its call for robust national measures to combat violence against women and girls and to ensure that every Jamaican woman can feel safe in her community. The safety of our women is not optional, it is fundamental. The PNP will continue to advocate for stronger protections, accountability, and the resources needed to keep our women and girls safe, it said. In the meantime, the People's National Party Youth Organization also called on the government to immediately reinstate and modernize the Stay Alert app, a crucial digital tool for real-time emergency alerts, security updates, and direct access to assistance. Ignore the fluff, Crown tells a jury. The prosecution in the Maradine trial has urged the jurors not to be distracted by trivialities that may have arisen during the trial of 3 cops charged in connection with Dean's death while he was in police custody. The comment came Tuesday as the Crown wrapped up closing arguments. I ask you, Mr. Foreman and the members, not to be sidetracked by any fluff that was done during cross-examination, but to look at the cross-examination and to see whether the questions that were asked were significant, the prosecutor told the 7-member jury. I ask you to arm yourself with the evidence that you have heard when you go into the jury room. Arm yourself with the observations you have made of the witnesses. Arm yourself with your everyday mark of appreciation for how you treat your neighbors, friends, children, when they are telling you something and we want to know if it is true or not. Dissect what they are saying to us by tearing it apart, the prosecutor encouraged. Does the evidence that has been provided by the Crown allow you to return a verdict which is true from the evidence? The prosecution's presentation in the Westmoreland Circuit Court on Tuesday was a continuation of Monday's review of the case. The three accused are Corporal Elaine Stewart, along with District Constables Marlon Grant and Juliana Cleavon. They are all charged with manslaughter and misconduct in a public office. The allegations in the case are that Dean was arrested for possession of a ganja spliff and placed in custody, where he was brutally beaten on August 3, 2014. He sustained severe injuries to his brain, which left him in a coma. He died 3 days later at Cornwall Regional Hospital in St. James. It is alleged that the 3 cops were on duty at the police station when Dean was beaten. It is further alleged that Stewart, who has an additional charge of perverting the course of justice, instructed that the cell in which the attack took place be cleaned before the arrival of investigators from the Independent Commission of Investigations. During the prosecution's 2 days of case summation, the importance of duty of care was emphasized. What was the duty of the officers at the cell to Maradine when they placed him in cell 4 with those 4 persons? When Miss Stewart summoned Reed, a prisoner in the cell, to clean it, she was perverting the course of justice. When they neglected their duties, they willfully misconducted themselves, stated the Crown. The other 3 men who were in the cell on the day in question are Adrian Morgan, Marvin Orr, and Damian Cargill. In a previous trial in connection with the fatal beating meted out to Dean, Morgan and Orr pleaded guilty to manslaughter and were sentenced to time served in custody. Cargill, who is deaf and mute, was deemed unfit to plead. So, Mr. Foreman and members, as you go to the jury room, arm yourselves with all the information. Look at it and make your decision, the prosecutor encouraged Tuesday. With the Crown ending its summation shortly before 3:30 p.m., the defense attorney for 2 of the accused, Martin Thomas, asked Supreme Court Judge Justice Courtney Day to allow him to start his summation to the jury Wednesday, May 14 at 9 a.m. His request was granted. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.